Hello everyone, it is Doom here, once again spectating myself in League of Legends. Today we will be playing in the top lane as, assuming I ever spawn, there we go, Yasuo. Now, this is actually already recorded and uploaded, however it was kind of in what I would put it, shit quality, because I kind of just made it so that I could watch it with my brother, because it was a Friday. So today we are re-recording in better quality, my League quality instead of my emulator quality. And today, let's just say this isn't my best showcase. Let's be honest there, it is not my best showcase. But this game was actually a 5-man pre-made. I'm gonna turn that down a bit. There we go. What's your turn? I was actually complaining with my team like when I saw Aatrox or Jungler take Q first, and I was like, "No, you take W in first or E for jungle." And then they're like, "Nah, you need Q for attack speed because of his passive." And I'm like, "His W also gives the attack speed if he turns on Blood Price, and it'd be faster because of the extra damage." And it's like it was like Andre, Aatrox himself was super confused. He was like, while everyone else is like, no, you take Q first. And I'm like, no, you take W first, because it also works with his passive. And the fact is that Q doesn't give too much attack speed right off the bat. Well, I guess it kind of does, but I think it'd be better to start with W anyways. That is indeed just my opinion. Today we'll be fighting Darius, and that is not the best case for Yasuo. He's stronger than Darius level 1 and 2. However, once he gets to level 3 and 4, it becomes more and more difficult. Which is a bit of a shame, but I do my best. Here's me missing a tornado, because of course I am. Here I use a potion, because I'm actually doing a bit of a... Whenever I go top lane with Yasuo, I'm actually picking up rushing a Tiamat for the health regen, so I can actually keep up in the sustain. And then I like going with the normal Yas build. I'm not doing the best when it comes to trading. However, I'm kind of terrible at this game, so... Here I go in for the trade. I win it pretty handily. I should have Q'd him. I'm not sure why I didn't. But I guess I was just afraid of his passive just autoing me to death. And then this happens, so I must run! And so I do! Here he kind of blinks and teleports. It's not the best for me. I dropped down a ward to see he's there. I was like, oh, I can't do anything then. It's kind of a shame. I really should have recalled. I'm not sure why I didn't. I was like super high on douchebag juice. I think that's what I'll call it. So I decided not to recall. But let's just hope this does not end poorly for me. Because it totally won't. I should, hold on. Turn that on, turn that off. There we go. Now you can actually see whatever your score is, and you don't have to deal with that annoying controls that are kind of pointless. I should probably stop doing that, quickly panning. It probably reduces the overall quality, because it has to freeze frame to get it up started. Here's the part where I suicide. Nah, I'm not just joking. You didn't think I was that bad, right? I should... What was I thinking? Hey there, Lee Sin. Not much else to say, just silent shame for my terribleness. This game. I'm not sure that was a nice hook. I'm not sure about that engage though. Ooh, that was a nice, good bit of damage. Didn't really take much return fire to say the least. Let's see how Malzahar's doing. He's just kind of pushing in. That's kind of what Malzahar does. That's just Malzahar thinks. Because he just pushes Z on the cast minions and they die. If he doesn't go near him to stop him, he kind of puts Z on you. And then you have to back off, or else he'll use his W. And then he kind of screws you over, because then his minions go and kill you. Oh, there's a gank bot lane. It looks like it was a success. Let's see where I die. Waiting. Ah, there we go. Yeah, he's too fast, man. Oh, there I go in ham. Oh, yeah, I hit the tornado. Guess I did alright. Not sure why I did that. It's kind of pointless. Hey, that's a nice hit. There's me missing my CS like a boyosh. This is the part where I go in horribly. I'm supposed to die right about now. Not surprising I did not die right about now. I decided to drop in the Lie Ward. And yeah, let's go elsewhere. Aatrox is a bit charitable today and actually gives Ezreal the blue. It's not something I would consider as the best idea, but, you know, being nice to your Ezreal is always an option. Uh, I guess he's just being a masochist. There I go again. Well, you probably didn't really miss anything spectacular, just me dying to a gank. So far, this game has just kind of been a bit of a slow stomp. They're winning ever so slightly. Let's hope it speeds up soon. Let's see what Malzahar's doing. Good old buddy pal Malzahar, just pushing and pushing and pushing. That's the Malzahar way. I believe hooking the champion was the presumed goal of that hook. So I predicted it would have failed it. Oh, so that was a nice kill. Nice try, Thresh. At least you tried. That's the thought. It's the thought that counts. I will now die in 3, 2. Come on, me, be stupid already. There I go. I think. I hope. I'm being smart. There I go. There I go. Good job, me. Being an idiot. How much health he has? 32. Lee Sin has taken this moment to solo the dragon. A worthy goal, for it shall grant him golden bonuses and experience, but most of the time experience isn't too valuable, unless you're Hecarim. Not sure what kind of cue that was. Certainly an awkward one. That was a bit of a fail flash on Hecarim's part. Goodbye, Malzahar. Oh, that's one life for Aatrox. And then that's 2 life for Aatrox. Sadly, he did not have a third, for he is not a cat. Or maybe he was a cat and he already died 7 times. That could also be a valid explanation. He says he's doing actually not. I thought he'd be doing pretty well in the farming department. Does not seem like it. Here's me doing my best to play I mean, I was totally not AFK. I'm gonna say sad he was not AFK. I was just trying to play safe, but I'm the type of person who can't play safe. So I decide to go ham, miss everything. At least I kind of won the trade if I hit the Q. But that'd make me look good. We can't have that now. Here's me missing it again. There I go. You know, nothing too surprising here. Yasuo dies. Oh hey, we got a kill in Cassiopeia. We went to the Thresh, sadly, but, you know, a kill is indeed a kill, so maybe that is a good omen. And we currently were 8-1 by 11 minutes, so, you know, it doesn't look the best for us, but it's not like comebacks can happen. Yeah, they never happen. Looks like this game is cursed to be a cursed. Why am I speaking in Hebrew? I know that's not Hebrew, but it sounds like gibberish, and any alien language. There's like 10 people that speak Hebrew, so to 99.99% of all watchers possible, it sounds like gibberish. So I don't know. I'm just thinking of words. It makes me sound stupid, indeed, but I don't care. Yeah, Miles Ahar is just gonna kind of walk away, and then fly away, and then die. Meanwhile, I'm just being a professional Yasuo main #1, and then I proceed to stay, because that cannon minion is just worth it. That was 100% worth that cannon minion. I'm not even sure if I got it. Here's the part where I die now. However, that was all a distraction, for Ezreal actually went top while I went bot. It was his plan, and I agreed wholeheartedly. And so he's decided to take that moment to push, and take the towers while he is unopposed. He's not doing the best job at it, but he's trying, and that's what matters. He's using his passive, Rising Spell Force, to gain attack speed by queuing minions. However, sadly he has run out. Don't worry though, he has more. He's the Overlord. Preferably the one from the second game. Is used about the same age as Ezreal. So, it'd be kind of weird if he was from the first one. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's look at Malzahar a bit more. He's kind of entered in an interesting phase right now. Aatrox is engaging in an epic battle of the fates against these chickens. I know they're raptors, but let's face it, they're chickens in everyone's hearts. These Ezreal's doing a nice job. CSing. I just want to point out, I think I have the second highest CS in the game. Why do I have it? I feel like I do not deserve this for having died a certain 5 times. Here, I just try to disengage. Then I go back in because I'm a Yasuo main. And then this happens. Goodbye, me. I died really fast. Oh, that means I can buy a... I think I bought boots. Actually, I don't think I bought anything. I already had boots, didn't I? Also, I just realized I bought boots before 20-minute mark. I'm impressed with myself, because normally I forget to do that completely. Like, I'm the type of person who just forgets to buy boots out loud. And now Ezreal's failing to CS completely. Well, now I no longer have the best CS, or second best CS in the game, so... Now that I've died 6 times, that seems pretty reasonable. Ow. Run away while I continue to be worthless. The team helps me push a bit. Yeah, like our chat was like raging about how they're all probably in pre-mates, or how they're all in like a Skype or Curse maybe. Discord is probably the most likely. That's what everyone uses. It's so convenient. But it's like we were thinking. I was like, surrender. We probably can't win this. They're pre-made Skype. However, Ezreal and Mazhar were like, nah, we can win this, and so we kind of comply. We almost do surrender, but in the end, we comply. We agree that we can probably win this. Hopefully. If I'm not a complete idiot and don't feed some more. However, at this rate, I can't get worse for my intelligence. And hey, I'm taking a tower. They're all ignoring me, like they should. Because I'm only a 0-6 Yas with the third best CS in the game, for some reason. Actually, it is the best CS in the game. I am 0... Is everyone on their team really bad at CSing or something? Or maybe I just ended up in a game full of bronzies. Oh hey, there's Jin. Oh hey, there's a Lee Sin. That's a decent win wall, I guess. He did block his engage. I will now negate that by walking into Lee Sin's Q range in 3, 2, 1. Now maybe if I dodged that, I could have killed him. Okay, my Aatrox, you can do this, buddy. Come on. Come on, you can do this! Oh. Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. Well, at least Malzahar is pushing like a boss. And I no longer have the best CS. Actually, I still do. Somehow. Even though I'm 0-7. You know, if I wasn't such a person that was so stupidly aggressive, I'd probably have at least 150 CS right about now, and half the deaths, and actually be a threat for the enemy. But, you know, that'd make me look good, and we can't have that now. Minions get. Well, apparently not. I have the best CS in the game. I get. How? I am confused at how I have this. You're right, Ping. I see Jin on the minimap. I'm like, oh, me and Aatrox can kill him. But it turns out he decided to take the long route. So I take this board as a consolation prize. Then, it's a fated encounter between me and Jin, and so I go in. Let's see if I succeed or die embarrassingly like a true Yasuo main. Oh yeah, I did it. I actually bragged in chat that even though I'm 0-6, I'm still a Yasuo main. Well, I used the league term of one-trick pony, but it means the same thing. Because I'm a bragging bastard. Here I noticed that Darius is going in to take this tower if he's unopposed. So I use the teleport. I summon the energies of the universe to teleport, so I can save the tower. And I'm like, oh, I can take the tower. And once I noticed that Darius isn't nearby, they're probably into our jungle because our red's up. And so I'm thinking of that. I'm going to take this tower, move past, and then suicide. I'm trying to win here. And it turns out my reasoning was correct. They were indeed in our jungle. So they're going to come from behind us. Sadly, Israel decides to take that path, and that gets him killed. So I'm just trying to take as much CS before I die. However, it turns out Darius was ghosting. So, yeah, he gets me in the end because he's too fast and I don't execute successfully. Execute myself successfully. I'm disappointed that Lee Sin didn't play that better and go in. Albeit that probably would have lost us the game, so maybe not. I believe in always going ham. You should never play defensively. Playing defensively is for losers. That was a good pick. Good job, team. Where am I again? Oh, I'm farming. Again. And I used the Tiamat active. That's a bit surprising. Normally I never activate that turn thing. I activate it, like, I think I activate the Tiamat and it's upgrade the Hydra, like, a maximum of 40 times. And it doesn't even have a, I think that's like a 10-second cooldown, too. So yes, I strategically pulled back upon noticing that I'm probably going to get killed if I stay for long. So I decide to pull back, and that's what I do. And then I decide to go top lane, because what could possibly go wrong? Aatrox is actually there first, and I'm like, no, don't do that. I need that gold more than you, man. I thought she actually decides to go for Hextech Gunblade, because I'm not sure he's trolling more. The Yasuo that goes Tiamat first for no goddamn reason, or the Thresh that goes Hextech Gunblade. I'll let you guys decide in your minds. Well, you could put it in the comments too if you really want. I don't really see the issue with it. Ezreal thinks of being very annoying to kill. Meanwhile, Thresh is going to get himself killed with this hook. At least Lee got it. And at this point, more gold for when we kill Lee a second time, the better. Nice big yawn. Here I am dropping down my fancy ward. And here I am going to actually help the team instead of going off bot to farm like a troll. We have Aatrox for that anyways. And I actually do by about 40. So I'm going to, actually 30. So I'm going to be impressed with my own myself. Because I'm an ego maniac. I'm really annoyed that that does damage. I feel like it shouldn't. Its utility is already really good. At least my damage by itself. I think, I don't, does it? No, it just procs. It's poison. It's probably fine. I always thought it did a base damage to boot. And I always thought that's it was a bit much. It's already applied the poison and the inability to use mobility abilities, which is I'm fine if you I prefer something that prevents you from acting altogether to something that makes it seem like you can act. Like I don't like Cassiopeia's E or W, that poison trail that prevents you from using your mobility abilities. Or like Zillion's E or NASA's W, basically 99% slows because, like, when you're remove the ability to use mobility or just slowed by 99%, it feels like you can act, but in reality you can't. Like, I'd rather be stunned for 3 seconds than slowed by 99% for 3 seconds. Because, like, while I'm stunned, I'm not trying to do something. I can't do things. I act like with the mindset I can't do things. Here we get a really nice pick on the Darius. He tries to escape, but he can't. That's a really nice pick. Meanwhile, I'm left to defend all of... Yeah, that prevents you from using mobility. And I'm kind of annoyed that. Here I decide to poke, but that baits Aatrox into going in. And there's not much we can do, sadly. And that means his fate is the end. It's done. It's a shame, but it was a fate. Here, I flash for no reason, because I'm a Yasuo main. Vrey! I have, by 20, the best CS in the... That is real CS, though. I don't like it. I have twice his CS, and I have spent twice, and he has spent half the amount of time. Oh my god. This feels. I'm not sure how this feels. Depending on your perspective, it's either humbling or extremely embarrassing. I think it's extremely embarrassing because I should have like 5 CS. That's how much I've died. 25 minutes and I've died 8. I think I've spent about 60% of this game dead. Yeah, about 60% of the time dead. So despite only being alive 40% of the time, I'm really good at getting the minions. Will that help me in the end? Probably not. It means I can take towers pretty decently. So I am going to do that, because everyone is over there. So it's time to take some towers. However, my team does get caught out a bit, and then ends up getting them some kills. Goodbye, Ezreal. However, I get a turn. I should have noticed that all of them were over here, except for Jhin, and I saw Jhin use his W, so I should have actually went in and tried to kill him. He would have had to burn summoners, and then I could have backed, or he could have, or I could have killed him and continued to push, and then like look at the minimap, see if they're all there, and then back if or not, or continue the push if they're still there. I made a mistake there. I could have given us a pretty significant advantage. However, I decided to do typical Yasuo things of going right on in. About now! Goodbye, Soraka. Goodbye, me. Goodbye, Aatrox. We gave it a good try, but... What's this? Malzahar speeding on in! He's Superman! Dun 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 dun. I can't do Rise of the Valkyries. That's 1 kill! Come on, Malzahar, buddy, you can do it! And that's 2 kills. Coming right on for that cleanup. Floating at the speed of sound to do so. Meanwhile, in Lazy Town, Flabby Rotten gets wrecked by Sporticus. I know Cassiopeia is not Sporticus, but whatever. Come on, Malzahar, buddy, you can do this! I believe in you! No! Malzahar, you were the chosen one! Me. 1, 2, 3. You really should have noticed this earlier, Cassiopeia. Well, a kill's a kill. I may be 39, but I'm still kinda helpful with all this CS I have. Which I really should not have. Like, why do I have this much? I should stop ranting about that. It's kind of getting boring. But it always does feel awkward for me when you have a high amount of CS yet and also a high amount of deaths. Because you really should not have. And I think I spent closer to 40% of the time dead at this point. Which is nice. My deaths have slowed significantly. And my amount of kills has increased slightly. So, I'll consider that a good thing. Here I was trying to pick a fight with good old Lee Sin, but he decides, no, gosh, it was too fed, man. I can't handle this. He decides to run away like a coward. You're 16-3, man. I'm 3-9. I'm fairly certain you could have killed me, Lee. Oh well. Coward! That sounds very weird. I have no idea what's with all these pings. Take this, Lee Sin. Darius, you have a very bad case of at the wrong place at the wrong time. And sadly, due to Malzahar and Thresh. This is not my best condition. He said no! You bastard! Take this, Jhin. I should have really stayed right there. Instead of running like this. That was my mistake. I could have killed her. Because I have all my big items. However, that was all a distraction. For we have dun 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 dun! Aatrox doing what I could not in taking this tower. Moment of silence for this moment of epicness. If I was any good at editing, I'd put a massive white MVP right above his head. Sadly, I am not. I do not have edit skills, and I am not. And I do not have an editor, so it's not really possible for me to do that. However, it is something I would do if I could edit. So alternate universe yandere female version of me that is an editor. Remember to do that, assuming you exist, which you probably do. Probably. Except for that one universe where I'm awesome, anything is possible. Nazar's just gonna float on out, and he's like, nah, I don't want to deal with this Darius, man. He's just gonna... Hey, there I am. Israel, why were you standing there? Fail. Not like it matters. I got a penta. I got a penta. I got a penta. I actually bragged in all chat about, like, in late game, one does not shimp. Actually, I did not say that at all. I was like, do not ignore the Yash main. Even if he's, now 11 and 10. You know, considering I started out at, like, 1 and 7, I'll consider that a pretty big improvement. I wonder what the enemy team was thinking when I got that pentakill. They're probably like, yeah, we can still probably win. Let's just be serious. After all, we're all in Discord. I actually, I'm not sure when I did it, but I was like in a team chat. I was like, their pre-made trash can't beat skill. And Ezreal gave like a pointer to it. He was like, yeah. Oh, watch this. Fail. You made many mistakes in a wall. Goodbye. Hello, Soraka. Goodbye, Soraka. Way a blue buff just for me. How nice of them. I'd say that was a pretty massive improvement in my score. I'm not sure why I was doing that. You know, let's look at Aatrox for a bit. He's been in the MVP this entire game. Yeah, he should. That should have been his penta. I totally kill stealed that. I don't think that was necessary, Aatrox, but if it makes you feel better, go ahead. Goodbye, Darius. You had a serious case of in the wrong place at the wrong time. I thought he had Blood Razes for, or Goodness's Rage Blade for a second. Here, Lee Sin makes an insect. And... oh boy. That was a pretty bad win wall. Too late. Alright, time to do as many things of, or Yasuo made going in! And then I'm dead. If only I hit the Cassiopeia at the NATO. Actually, that may have meant I would not have killed it, because that meant Soraka would have been able... Yeah, actually, I think it was a good thing I hit that Soraka, because otherwise she'd have been able to heal up Cassiopeia. I was able to kill her before she used her wish. Goodbye, Malzahar. You gave it a good try killing that Jhin. However, we have a bit of Winion, so Darius can't do too much. I was actually trying to teleport to these minions over here so I could take the inhibitor, but I kind of had a serious case of being dead. Don't worry, they still totally have this in the bag. They only have almost twice our number of kills. Not quite, but almost. We just need to get 4 more. And a wise man once told me that the only reason... Yeah, here's where I was like, their pre-made trash can't beat skills while I was doing these chickens. I just wanted to 1v1 Mountain Drake, and I actually wanted to walk over to kind of secure it, because if we showed up, he could have stolen it. But I just kind of wanted to make it there to secure it. I didn't want to steal it. However, Aatrox was like, "No, I'm stealing that dragon. I'm stealing that dragon. I'm stealing that dragon. Stole, dragon stole." I could see the smug face Andre had as he did that. You may be the Russian tax collector, but I am the fat Yasuo main European, American, British collector. I don't know. Actually, is Andre Kolastelin? That's more like a Polish name, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's Polish. Yeah, I think that's Polish, so... you may be the Polish tax... I don't know. I kind of ruined the joke completely. I just did the Baron with no damage taken. Well, no damage to my life bar taken. And then here, I make the mistake of playing an ADC. Ow. Well, good thing I have Guardian's Angel. And now you're dead, Jin. We died at like this exact same spot. Oh my god. I don't know what Jin thought when I killed him that quickly. I don't think he was that mad. He's kinda the cheerleader for their team. Like, he and Soraka are not too helpful. That means we get all these inhibitors. They respawn for us to just take them again. Varys is trying to take this tower, but he kind of can't do it without too much, because he doesn't have the AD. He at least tried, and that's the thought. Goodbye, Malzahar. And Aatrox, why didn't you take the Nexus? Damn, Polish. I want to say bastard, but... What? I was going to say something mean, but now I'm confused. That graphical glitch has turned off my brain. Now they're just 1 kill away from having double our amount of kills. There's no way they can possibly lose this, right? Freshman fucking heck. Freshman Gwynsu Rageblade. X-Tech, oh my god. Here's me failing to clear a wave. All that CS belongs to me! And to me alone. Time to purchase an elixir. There you go. I have purchased an elixir. I'm not sure why I have to do it like a rolling tongue kind of thing. I just kind of did. So, through hard work and determination, I have 778 CS, 16 kills, 12 deaths, and 2 assists. Yasuo lanes in a nutshell. Go negative in lane. Rely on being a late game hyper carry to win the game. I shall kill myself in 3, 2, 1. See, I was talking about an alternate universe, not this one. And in that alternate universe, I was the Darius. That was the worst win wall in the game. Run away! Goodbye. Run away! Goodbye, Jen. Oh, you lived. Well, I'll just kill you instead. Oh yeah, I won. Distraction. Wins MVP. Well, I think that is it. I think everyone should have a nice day, for Doom is signing out. Goodbye.